Live from Studio 7 in downtown Wenatchee, we have made it to a Wednesday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We say good morning to you and welcome to another day of television fun, or as we like to say in the business, TV. I'm Dan Kuntz, your host for the next hour. Steve Hare, our news director to my immediate left, and Uriah, tall guy, pride of Mansfield Derby, in control today as he, as we mentioned before, he and Kat, our normal producer, have flip-flopped shifts for the week, so they can get used to doing each other's programs. Uriah produces our evening news, our award-winning evening news.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's the same view you see out here right now.
Exactly. Exactly. Great show for you today. I'm assuming it is the 14th day of March. Got a lot of things to touch on. Right out of the box, I will tell you I'm a little under the weather. We, of course, broadcast last night's Wenatchee Panther Quincy Jackrabbits boys basketball game, soccer game, Steve. Soccer outside in the rain at the Apple Bowl. And
as a result, you got a cold.
I got a little bit of a cold going on here because we were outside in the rain for about 3 hours yesterday. The game started at 7. And first of all, Jessica and Michael are two camera people. They did yeoman's work because it was miserable. And it's just miserable. When the game started, the match started at 7 o'clock. It was just raining lightly, a little bit. And then it picked up in intensity as the first half went on, scoreless first half. At halftime, it stopped raining altogether. And we thought, hey, good, this is good news. And then right as the second half started of the Quincy Wenatchee soccer game last night, it started to rain again. And then as the second half progressed, it began to rain heavier, I should say. But it wasn't a downpour, it wasn't just a deluge. And then the game was over. We wrapped up the broadcast, and about 5 minutes after we wrapped up the broadcast, we have to break down all the gear, and it's all outside. It just started flooding. I mean, it just came down in buckets, and by the time I got home about 9:30 last night, I was soaked.
You had to get wrung out, huh?
Yeah.
So who won?
Wenatchee won, come from behind. Quincy gave the Panthers all they could handle. We got highlights. It was a very good match. Big turnout from the folks in Quincy.
Good.
They came over and watched the match. It was funny because, of course, at the Apple Bowl on the Pioneer side, they have the overhang, so you can be away from the elements in case it rains. And a lot of people got to know each other pretty well last night because everybody was crowded underneath that little thing. We got highlights of Wenatchee's victory over Quincy when we get to sports, and also the rest of the prep results. Steve has the news. We have the obscure holiday today in history. Everyone is entitled to Mike McNally's opinion, a brand new one, never been aired before. Birthdays to get to, and the second half of the show, Darcy Christopherson, the administrator of the Washington State Apple Blossom Festival, will be in to talk all things Apple Blossom. Always good to see Darcy.
She always brings a little sunshine into
her life, doesn't
she?
She does. And speaking of sunshine, after the sun took yesterday off, the sun is coming back. We're going to start out with some clouds this morning, some still residual light rain from the system that came through yesterday, and then boom, sunshine, and quite a bit of it for the balance of the week. So typical spring weather pattern is coming our way. We get a little bit of everything. Forecast details are coming up. You're ready to go around the valley.
Let's check it out. See what it looks like today.
Let's see what Uriah has picked out. Our first camera today is, don't tell me, Waterville. Nope, I'm sorry. I'm being told now that is not Waterville. That is, of course, the Wenatchee Valley.
Looking down from the Wenatchee Heights.
And that is pulled back a little bit because you can see at the bottom of the screen, you can see where that jutty sticks out, that little hump there. I said hump there.
Almost down to as far as the Apple Yard. There's the Apple Yard.
You can see the Apple Yard, which used to be, by the way, its own town before it was incorporated.
I didn't realize
yes,
that.
Apple Yard was its own little incorporated little town. And then they thought, this is silly. This is actually part of Wenatchee. Good morning, everybody. Thanks for joining us in the Wenatchee Valley proper. Camera 2 takes us to Lower Butte. I got that right off the top. So good morning to Chelan.
Yep.
It's good to have you here. I wonder if Bear Mountain's open yet. They've had more snow up there. The farther north you go, the more snow you got. Chelan got more snow than Wenatchee, and then Omak and Okanagan got more snow than Chelan, and then on down the line. Some places, Republic, got just tons of snow this winter because we didn't have much of anything.
No.
As winter is almost.
In that shadow area. But,
in that shadow area, but some towns around our area got a lot of snow this winter.
Well, this winter I know that Spokane has just got hammered with snow.
We didn't have nearly as much snow as we had last year. Boy, last winter, I still think about last winter because it was such a
Yeah.
Camera 3, where are we going?
Here we are.
That is...
Wow, that's looking down.
That's the Waterville camera pointing down towards Entiat.
Wow, that's a nice vantage point there.
That is gorgeous, isn't it? And you can exactly see the snow line. Isn't that cool? You can see the snow line. That's neat. How's the now retired mayor? Best wishes on his open heart surgery. I hope he's recovering well.
I hope so, too. I think he's going under the knife today. As a matter
Okay,
of fact.
good.
Yeah.
So our best wishes to him.
To Keith Bradenberg, who is retired now from his honor.
Yep. Speedy recovery to Keith from all of us here at the NCW Live channel. So good morning, Entiat, the gateway to recreation. And finally, camera 4 takes us to beautiful downtown Wenatchee. That is looking to the north from our camera on the roof of the Cascadian. We got 2 of them there, Steve. One pointing south and one pointing north. Streets are wet, light rain coming down. Again, the rain is going to taper off. By this afternoon, the sun will be out. It's going to be a very pleasant day, all things considered. Maybe I'll get in a quick 18.
And don't have to worry about frost this morning, folks.
No, not at all. Not at all.
It was 46 degrees on the clock thermometer as I was driving into work this morning.
Well, you know, those are always accurate.
Absolutely, yeah.
It also said it was December 12th, so let's see how that works out. It's actually 43 degrees outside of our studios in downtown Wenatchee with some light rain coming down. Here's your forecast from the National Weather Service. As I mentioned at the top of the hour, we started with some clouds, and then the rest of this frontal passage that's in here begins to exit the area. It's not going to be a dramatic switch, Steve. Gradually, the sun will be coming out. We'll top off at 52, which is actually a couple of degrees below normal.
So it might be, I see some sun breaks here around mid-morning or so?
Yeah, it's just a little bit at a time. We're still on the tail end of that stuff.
So the kids that'll be participating
Probably
in the walkout
cloudy.
today.
Probably cloudy at 10 o'clock when they're going to do the walkout. A 17-minute walkout at 10
We'll have
o'clock.
more on that coming up, by the way.
It'll probably still be cloudy, but the rain will be done. They'll be done with the rain. We won't see the sunshine until this afternoon. Then you can see it looks good, like a Thursday. Mostly sunny 53, Friday sunny 56. It's about normal. Saturday sunny 54, Sunday mostly sunny 55. That's a nice pattern. I can live with that. Overnight lows slightly below normal. And we didn't get that much rain. I didn't have a chance to really do the measurement, but I was looking immediately when I got up this morning if we had a record rainfall yesterday. We did not.
It was kind of falling in fits and starts, I guess. Like you said, we had that little gully washer towards the end of the game last night.
Yeah,
but,
that was about 8:35 to about 8:45.
We're looking at about a third of an inch, or possible, but I guess that
it didn't come down. No, it wasn't that much. So there's your forecast from the National Weather Service. And now to the Washington State Department of Transportation and your pass report. And things are looking pretty good. Let's start out with I-90, a live shot of Snoqualmie Pass. And that's what you're looking at. And as far as the passes are concerned, no advisories, no restrictions on I-90. Light rain coming down, and that's it. Things are looking good on Snoqualmie Pass. The only pass, as a matter of fact, that does have an advisory is Stevens, as you can see there. Now, Stevens is getting a rain-snow mix coming down right now. That's the very
kind
summit.
of sloppy.
Yeah, that's the very summit of Stevens. So, you get on that 5-mile stretch of either side of the summit of Stevens, and you're going to deal with some snow, and then once you get down below that, it's mostly bare and wet and a little on the gloppy side. So Stevens Pass does have a traction tire advisory. And then we go to Blewett, where they got no problems are. It's raining at the summit of Blewett Pass right now. No advisories, no restrictions. The roadway is bare and wet. Daytime snow accumulations in the mountain passes today, Steve, 1 to 2 inches. That's about it. And it will be tapering off. It's right now, as we mentioned, it is snowing on Stevens. It'll be done with the snow by noon or so today. And then that's it for the entire rest of the week, into the weekend, all the way into Tuesday, excuse me, Tuesday of next week. Beginning this afternoon, no snow in the mountain passes. Light snow here and there, nothing's going to stick to us, so they're heading in for a fairly dry period in the Cascades. So if you're driving over the river and through the woods to grandmother's house this weekend, you're not going to have any problems at all. The passes will be looking good. Speaking of looking good.
Got that dummy downhill this weekend, too, up at the Mission
Oh, is that
Region.
this weekend?
That's this weekend.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
So we going to send a crew up for that?
I don't know, but that's always a lot of fun.
It is a lot of fun. Hey, of course, St. Patrick's Day is on Saturday. There's a lot going on Saturday. There's tons of events. The Wellness Fair is going on at the
Parade.
Pybus Public Market, the World's Shortest Parade down in Rondo. Cashmere has their
has their
parade.
own.
There is the Lions Club NCW Basketball Showcase. The best seniors who just wrapped up their careers in high school basketball will all be gathering at Eastmont High School on Saturday night to show off their wares. It's the very best of all the schools, seniors, boys
Senior
and girls
All-Stars.
in North Central Washington. And if you want tickets, I got a bunch of them. All you have to do is go to our Facebook page, or NCW Live Facebook page, and message us. just message us, give me your name and your phone number, and ask and tell me how many tickets you want, and I'll give you as many as you possibly want. Again, this is at Eastmont High School, Saturday night. The girls All-Stars get underway at 7, followed by the boys at 8:30. It's the best senior high school basketball players in North Central Washington gathered on one court, courtesy of the Lions Club, and I think it's Wenatchee Central Lions Club is putting this on.
I heard that that at halftime you're going to be participating in the slam dunk contest.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, yeah. Provided their check clears the bank.
That's worth the price of admission.
Yes. Anyway, so again, this is the it's Saturday night. Eastmont High School Gymnasium, and if you want tickets, go to our Facebook page on the private message part of it and just give me your name and your phone number so I can get a hold of you, and I'll give you tickets to Saturday night's All-Star game. A couple of personal notes I want to pass along. Normally I just grab a record out of my collection and throw it up here. I did not do that today. I have The Ventures, my personal copy of The Ventures. Rambunctious is the 45, because Nookie Edwards passed away 2 days ago. He was a member of the Ventures.
Oh, no.
Yeah, 82 years old. He was not part of the group when they first recorded Walk Don't Run, but he joined the group shortly thereafter. He was one of the great guitarists of all time. Yes, I do left-handed. Anyway, that's my little tribute to Nookie Edwards.
It reminds me of my first visit to Wenatchee, to your record store.
Yeah, you did.
I came in and I was looking for a Ventures CD, as a matter of fact. Yeah, you had it.
Good for me. Yeah. Good for me. So anyway, in honor of the late Nookie Edwards of the Ventures, I have a Ventures 45, and one more personal item to get to today would have been my mom's birthday. We'll talk about that during the birthday club. Today would be my mom's birthday.
Sounds good.
So she graduated with Quincy Jones, Garfield High School, class of 1951, and it's Quincy Jones's birthday today as well.
Wow.
Go figure that one. All of that's coming up. We're going to take a quick little break, and then the gentleman to my immediate left, we had a lot of news, by the way.
We did.
I was looking at your script.
We have a lot to report on today.
You had a lot to report on. So are you ready to fill your head with the information you need to get your Wednesday going? The gentleman to my left will do the honors in 1 minute. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley live this morning from Studio 10 in downtown Wenatchee on the NCW Live channel.
See you in a minute.
Collins Fashions has a fabulous selection of clothing, handbags, jewelry, and shoes for all events in your life, such as work, errands, celebration, travels, etc., etc. And our professional caring staff will assist you in coordinating your wardrobe and choose a perfect gift for that special someone. Our many fabulous brands include Joseph Ribkoff, Tribal, Jag Jeans, Tommy Bahama, and we are your Brighton headquarters for North Central Washington. We are grateful for our wonderful customers, and we look forward to seeing you at Collins, where fun and fashion meet in downtown Wenatchee.
Hi, I'm Cordell Schroeder, owner of East Wenatchee Mobile Storage.
If you're thinking about making a move anytime soon, check out the East Wenatchee Mini Storage brand new mobile storage service. They drop it off at your location, you pack it, and they pick it up and store it in their protected warehouse at East Wenatchee for as long as you need. When you're ready, they'll drop it off at your new home or office. East Wenatchee Mini Storage is excited to offer this brand new service to our region.
Call 509-884-8643 or find us on the web at ewministorage.com.
And now it's time for your local news update with Steve Hare.
And on this March 14th, Wednesday, welcome to Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. A lot of news happening around the valley today. In fact, it starts out this morning. Student bodies at Wenatchee and Eastmont School District will be joining other school districts, including Cascade School District and the Wenatchee Valley College, and as a nationwide demonstration of support to the victims of the Parkland, Florida school shooting. Wenatchee students will participate in a district-sponsored assembly at the high school track where they're leading a discussion for change. Some students are then planning to leave campus to attend a rally at Memorial Park. Now that rally, according to the school's principal, Eric Anderson, is not a school-sponsored event. Other students will return to class after the campus assembly, but Anderson has issued a letter to parents announcing school and classes will be operating on an assembly schedule for today. Some parents, by the way, may decide to excuse students from school to participate in the off-campus event that's taking place at Memorial Park later in the morning. In fact, there will be a march. Students, though, who leave campus without parent permission will be marked as unexcused. So parents should be working with their children right now. If you want them to participate in that march, you have to provide a letter to the district granting them that permission. Also, Eastmont students will also be conducting a similar demonstration to raise awareness and advocate for school safety. Superintendent Garn Christensen says students will be released at 9:50 this morning to participate in a voluntary school-wide walkout. Any students not wishing to participate in the walkout, according to the superintendent, are welcome to remain in the commons or the library area. So a full day of activities. We're going to be covering the whole event here. Our crews, our camera crews, will be out in the field covering the events at Eastmont High School and at Wenatchee High School, and then the subsequent event that's being put on by the community at Memorial Park in downtown Wenatchee. So stay tuned for that. We'll have a comprehensive report on that event coming up today during our 5 o'clock evening news with Grant Olson. Also, from yesterday, an off-duty Chelan County Jail deputy helped catch an alleged shoplifter Monday in Wenatchee. Police Department spokesman Captain Edgar Reinfeldt said the deputy was at the Albertsons grocery store at around 5:25 in the afternoon when he apparently witnessed the shoplifting and followed the 62-year-old suspect out of the store and into the parking lot.
It resulted in a fight in the parking lot between that off-duty corrections deputy and the subject, who was identified as Marcus Jaramillo, here from Wenatchee. Officers were called and responded to the location. Mr. Jaramillo was taken into custody for shoplift and assault both, and booked into Chelan County Regional Jail yesterday. There's nobody sustained any significant injuries in the fight, and we're still waiting to get the rest of it resolved. I don't have a report yet.
And again, Reinfeldt said the deputy appeared to be uninjured in that scuffle with the suspect, who again has been identified as 62-year-old Marcus Jaramillo of Wenatchee, who remains in custody. Firefighters put out a small brush fire yesterday afternoon on Wenatchee's north end. The fire was described as a debris burn that got out of control. It was located along a hillside behind a home on Sunrise Circle in the vicinity of Horse Lake Road. That fire was first reported shortly before 3 p.m. and was put out within about 20 minutes by crews from Chelan County 1, Douglas County 2, and Chelan County Fire District 6. Also, Mark Straub has thrown his hat into the ring for an open seat on the Douglas County Board of Commissioners. As a longtime executive director for Building North Central Washington, Straub says he has a good grasp on issues such as growth and economic development.
You learn a lot when you're with an organization like that. You have a number of competing priorities, a number of viewpoints, a number of opinions. You learn how to balance all of those and how to take limited resources and do the best for your members to move forward and achieve objectives that are balanced. And so I've learned a lot through that process, and I think a lot of that goes hand in hand with the job that you're looking to do as a commissioner. And so I think those skills that I've learned will transition well. I came from a family of builders and tradespeople, and also ag. My father-in-law and his father, my wife's father and grandfather, have been ranchers and growers in Douglas County since the early 40s. We have a small orchard as well, and I came from a cattle ranch background, so I understand and appreciate ag.
And Straub is running as a Republican. He'll be looking to replace District 3 Commissioner Steve Jenkins, who is retiring at the end of his current term. You can view the entire interview with Mark Straub on our website at ncwlife.com. A recent purchase by the Chelan Douglas Land Trust will create a new trailhead and also preserve a lot of land near Hay and Nahum Canyon in the Kashmir area. NCW Life's Grant Olson has more on that story.
The $500,000 purchase permanently protects the land near Kashmir. Kurt Soper, executive director of the Chelan Douglas Land Trust, says the 1,800-acre land purchase took years of planning and would not have been possible without the cooperation of the private landowners.
This has been many years in the works and a lot of hard work from a lot of folks, a lot of commitment, but what we're announcing this week is the permanent protection of about 2,200 acres up both Hay and Nahom Canyons outside of Kashmir, and it will be called the Kashmir Canyons Preserve. The landowners here have been committed, I think, from the day they first acquired the property, and that's more than 25 years ago. They have been wanting to permanently conserve the property, and more importantly, and of great benefit to our community, they've also been interested in inviting the public to come out and use and enjoy the property the way they have these many years. You just don't run into too many landowners like that, so it's been very refreshing. The role of the Land Trust is to deliver that public access. And in order to do that, we need to raise the funds to design and construct and deliver a trailhead, with adequate parking and a restroom and the kinds of things that we have on some of our foothills trails now. So it'll take us a little while to do that, but just the fact that we have the opportunity to do that is wonderful.
After receiving the $500,000 payment from the Land Trust, the landowners then purchased 400 acres of adjacent property 4 miles up Nahom Canyon and put a conservation easement on that land as well. Soper says with the purchase, the public now will be able to enjoy the diverse habitat, shrub, steppe, and forest that the area has to offer.
People are going to absolutely love this place. North Central Washington is a beautiful community. The people that live here care about access to the outdoor recreation and being healthy and getting outdoors. And this is just going to be a whole new place that people are not aware of, that has incredible views and wonderful wildflower vistas. So hang in there, work with us. We're going to bring this into the finish line.
Soper also adds that the Kashmir Canyons are part of the Land Trust's work to expand its geographic scope into the Upper Valley. Grant Olson, NCW Life News.
Great report and some great work that's being done by the Land Trust in regard to preserving some of these beautiful foothill lands around north central Washington. Good work there. By the way, it's, hey, the curtain goes up on a couple of musicals today at the two high schools here in the Wenatchee Valley. I believe it's The Wedding Singer tonight, Wenatchee High School. And then, of course, in Eastmont, they also have a production they're going to be unveiling tonight. Eastmont High School's musical production of Little Women premieres tonight at the auditorium. Cast members have produced a series of promotional videos, and I'd like to share one of those with you right now.
I'm Tanning LaFleur, and this year I will be playing Beth March in the production of Little Women. Little Women tells the story of 4 young sisters and their journey on just growing up and finding out who they are as people and figuring out what life and love is. As seniors in high school or as juniors or just people in high school, we're going through the same types of journeying because we need to learn who we are as people. You don't have to be conformed by society. You are able to be your own person, and nothing and no one should tell you differently. I also feel like people should realize that there's more to a girl than just her pretty looks. Not Little Women, but they're bigger in the sense of who they are as a person. What I feel like Beth stands for, Beth is always there for her sisters. She's definitely very loving towards her sisters, and she'd do anything to make sure that they were happy.
Swear for all eternity, our bond shall never be undone. Nothing shall sever this fraternity. We'll always live and die as one.
People who haven't read the book before definitely should be watching this musical and think, wow, like I love that. I should go back and read the book because it's an amazing book to begin with. I mean, there isn't like several movies and musicals made out of it for no reason. I did not read the book. I've been wanting to, it's on my shelf. It's here, this is my book. So, come and see Eastmont High School's production of Little Women this March 15th through 23rd. You're not gonna wanna miss it because it's going to be astonishing. Oh,
So there you have it, Little Women, debuting tonight. The curtain goes up at 7 o'clock. Pardon
tomorrow.
me?
Yeah, it's
tomorrow. 15th,
tomorrow.
I beg your
Right.
pardon. It's
Yep.
tomorrow. But anyway, yeah, the tickets are still available for that and the Wedding Singers, I understand.
In fact, the whole cast, by the way, kudos to Cynthia Brown, who's directing Little Women. The whole cast went over to watch The Wedding Singer last week. They went as a cast group to watch the Wenatchee musical, and then they'll probably go over and check out what Eastmont is up to.
Some talented kids we have here in the Valley.
In fact, the lady who was, the lovely young lady who was profiled in the video that you just saw, she was in the Snowy Owl Christmas show.
Oh, she was.
That we videotaped over the holiday season. Great voice, very talented. There's a lot of talented young people in this town in the world of theater.
Absolutely, and Bo, we've got a very vibrant community theater program here with the music theater, the Riverside, and all the various groups that we have.
Yeah. And we have great facilities, too. That helps. The news with Grant Olson comes your way at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock. We're going to have a lot of news today. As Steve mentioned, we're going to be covering the walkouts that will take place at 10 o'clock this morning. Of course, it's not only just in north central Washington and the Wenatchee Valley, it's all over the country. So at 10 o'clock this morning, to protest violence in the schools, kids in the Wenatchee School District, Eastmont School District, specifically Wenatchee High School, Eastmont High School, and Westside High School will be doing their thing. We'll have camera crews scattered all over the valley, and we'll have a complete wrap-up on that at 5 o'clock tonight with Grant Olson, also at 6 o'clock and 10 o'clock. You can also watch it on demand by going to our website at ncwlife.com. We'll have that up and running just shortly before 5 o'clock.
Things have changed.
Things have definitely changed.
I can remember 1968 when I was in high school, we had a walkout, but it was over dress code.
Did you accomplish your goals?
Probably not.
No, I didn't think so.
It did spread a little hate and discontent among the administration, I think.
Well, that's always been your calling. Don't forget, you can be a part of our news gathering organization. All you got to do is get a hold of us and say, hey, I think this might be a story you're interested in. Just go to our website, ncwlife.com. At the top of our website, you'll see the Contact Us tab. Click on it. Go down to News Tips. Whoop, fill out the form. Push Send. We get it. You can also go to our Facebook page and message us there. You can email us directly, news@ncwlife.com. Did I get all that in there?
I think you got it all. Plus, we have our breaking news hotline, 888-6295, the number to call if you see news happening. Call us first at NCW Life.
Still to come, we have highlights from last night's Quincy Wenatchee boys soccer match, plus all the other prep results from yesterday. Spring sports is now fully underway, and I'm all for that. We also have the obscure holiday, today in history, birthdays. Everyone is entitled to Mike Minotti's opinion, and Darcy Christopherson, Apple Blossom Administrator, will be by here as well. So don't go anywhere. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, Wednesday, 14th day of March on the NCW Live channel.
Papa Murphy's presents a fresh take on unbaked. Who wants an unbaked pizza? You do. Because unbaked means unprocessed dough and unfrozen vegetables, all prepared fresh by us. So the difference between a pizza fresh from your oven and one pulled from a greasy delivery box? Unreal. The smell? Unbelievable. Leftovers? Unlikely. Home bake a large Papa's all meat with Canadian bacon, salami, pepperoni, Italian sausage, and ground beef. Just $12. Papa Murphy's. Love at 425 degrees.
I'm Jenny Rojanasatian, and this is Guada TV. Every week we will be bringing you a first look at North Central Washington business, tech, and education news. You'll hear from local influencers and innovators who live right here in the Valley. Together we'll discuss hot topics, current events, and resources that can support your business, our schools, and this community. Join me every week and let's get inspired.
And we're back. Some light rain coming down, 43 degrees in downtown Wenatchee. Gradually, the rain will be tapering off. The clouds will be departing. We'll have some sunshine this afternoon and highs in the lower 50s and quite a bit of sunshine right into the weekend. All right, let's take a look at sports. Spring sports season officially underway. Our broadcast schedule began last night. Lee Bofto Field at the Apple Bowl in the rain. The Wenatchee Panthers and the Quincy Jackrabbits. No score in the first half. The Jackrabbits would break the tie in the second. We were there. Sebastian Moraga and Matt Wiesen have the call.
Only one waiting in the box. Castillo, personal maneuver. Castillo, top of the box now. The right-footed shot. Goal, 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 goal! Saul Buenrostro for the Quincy Jackrabbits. What were we saying? We hadn't seen Quincy. We hadn't seen Quincy do much in the second half, and all of a sudden it's a 1-0 lead for the folks from Grant County. Matt Wiesen.
Yeah, Wenatchee, I looked at their defense right before that. They had 5 back on the line, all playing deep, all off of Quincy's attackers, and kind of watching the ball.
Cleared away partially by Quincy. Trying again is this Wenatchee. The shot! What a rocket! What a rocket by number 14 for Wenatchee, Eric Saldivar. And this one is tied at 1-1, 65 minutes, 20 seconds. And we're even at one apiece. Matt Wisen.
And Quincy did not see that shot coming. No. Just completely took that keeper by surprise. That was an outstanding shot.
Camarillo, the quick move. Left foot, Nasser! Goal, 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 goal! And Wenatchee takes the lead. Nasser with a nice shot that gave a funky bounce, and that gave Mr. Bowman some trouble. And that gives Wenatchee a 2-1 lead.
Yeah, that ball did not hop. It skipped, and I think keeper was expecting a little more of a hop on that, and it squeaked right under him.
And there's the whistle that tells us that this one is history, with Wenatchee overcoming a very tough Quincy Jackrabbit squad by a score of 2-1.
So the Panthers knocked off their friends from Quincy. Again, the final was a 2-1 for their second victory of the season. A come from behind victory. Also to the Les Schwab Prep scoreboard we go. In soccer, Brewster clobbered Chelan 6-2. Cashmere took care of Granger 1-0. On the baseball diamond yesterday, Cascade hung on to beat Ephrata 5-4. And finally, we turn to the Les Schwab Prep scoreboard to softball. That's your baseball scoreboard, as you can see there. Let's take a look at softball. Zilla swept a doubleheader at Cashmere, winning 14-1 and 12-1. Wenatchee lost in 5 innings to Southridge. The final there was 12-1. In tennis yesterday, Chelan swept Liberty Bell, with the boys winning 5-0 and the girls coming out on top 4-1. As far as the Mariners, Colorado scored 2 in the bottom of the ninth, beat the Mariners on a walk-off RBI base hit by Derek Gibson, 8-7 the final. Dan Altavilla gave up the winning runs in the ninth after a stellar start by Rob Whalen. The 24-year-old right-hander went 5 innings, allowed just 1 run and 3 hits, while striking out 9. Taylor Motter chipped in 2 of Seattle's 14 hits with an RBI. Seattle's back at their own facility in Peoria tonight. San Francisco will be their opponent, 6:40. First pitch. And the Seahawks have now lost their 5th starter in the last 6 days, according to multiple media outlets, because we're one of them. Free agent Jimmy Graham has signed with the Green Bay Packers. In addition, wide receiver Paul Richardson is going to sign a 5-year, $40 million deal with Washington. This follows the departure of Richard Sherman. He's now a 49er. Michael Bennett is off to Philadelphia, of course. Jeremy Lane waived. Deshaun Sheed waived. Seattle linebacker KJ Wright is quoted as saying, "This has hurt pretty bad. We're going to have a whole new Seahawk team come September." And that is sports at 32 minutes after the hour. Time for the obscure holiday of the day today. It's March 14th, 3.14. It's Pi Day. Pi, of course, the mathematical constant pi, which in theory never really ends. The earliest known official or large-scale celebration of Pi Day was organized by Larry Shaw in 1988 at the San Francisco Exploratorium. That's where Shaw worked as a physicist. They marched around in circular spaces and had a little party, and it kind of grew from there. And by the way, there are outlets that sell pies for $3.14 today. Happy Pi Day today on this 14th day of March, 33 minutes after the hour. Today in history, a couple of interesting items caught my eye. 2,062 years ago, we're going way back. The Ides of March is tomorrow. The night before the Ides of March, Casca and Cassius, they had a problem. Casca and Cassius, they've already made up their mind. They're going to 86 Julius Caesar the next day. They're going to assassinate him. And the question is, do they tell Mark Antony? Mark Antony, of course, was a general in Caesar's army, his most trusted advisor. Do they tell him, and do they kill Mark Antony? And they decided, Casca and Cassius said, nope, Mark Antony should live. So they spared Mark Antony's life. They told him the night before. Mark Antony didn't get a chance to tell Julius Caesar of the impending assassination. In theory, they probably wish they had. Now that they think about it, that happened on this date in 44 BC. And 115 years ago, the Hay-Haran Treaty was signed by the United States. It said the United States Senate said, yeah, Colombia, we will build a Panama Canal. So the Senate ratified the treaty. The Senate of Colombia rejected the treaty. The United States government said, we're not going to renegotiate the treaty. Colombia said, then you're not building a canal. And the United States said, we'll just fund a revolution and start our own country called Panama. And that's what we did. And then we did the right thing and gave the canal back to the people who should have had it to begin with. That all began to happen 115 years ago. And finally, we've got birthdays to get to. It is March 14th, Albert Einstein's birthday today. Albert Einstein, pretty smart guy. Was born on this date in 1879, passed away at the age of 79 in 1955. He was so well known in America that people would stop him in the street and say, could you explain your theory of relativity? He figured out a way to handle the people who would stop him in the street and bug him. He said, you know, it happens to me all the time because people think I'm Einstein because I look so much like him. He said, I'm sorry, I'm mistaken for Professor Einstein all the time. And they would leave him alone. Wish I'd thought of that. Happy birthday, Albert Einstein. The great Lee Hayes, one of the founding members of the Weavers, was born in the state of 1914. I love the Weavers, love their music. He co-wrote Wasn't That a Time, Kiss is Sweeter Than Wine, If I Had a Hammer. Lee Hayes of the Weavers, one of America's great folk singers and folk artists, born in the state of 1914, passed away of diabetes back in 1981. The great Lee Hayes. Quincy Jones is 85 years old today. As I mentioned this, Quincy Jones went to high school with my mom, who also would have celebrated her birthday today. They graduated from Garfield High School, class of 1951. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, class of 2013, a record 79 Grammy nominations, more than anybody else. He has won 28 Grammys, also more than anybody else. Happy birthday to Quincy Jones today. And Simone Biles, the American gymnast, celebrates her 21st birthday today. Many experts consider her not only the greatest American gymnast of all time, but quite possibly the greatest gymnast of all time. At the 2016 Olympics down in Rio de Janeiro, she was the all-around gold medalist. She won the gold medal in the vault, won the gold medal in the floor exercise, and won the bronze medal in the balance beam. Of course, she was also part of the team that won the gold medal. Happy 21st to Simone Biles. 36 minutes after the hour. Everyone's entitled to Mike Magnotti's opinion, a brand new one for you. And then Darcy Christopherson in studio when we come back. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, 14th day of March 2018 on the NCW Life channel.
Hi, Tom from Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. When you think of Alpine Air in Wenatchee, think of professional, friendly customer service for all your heating and cooling needs. Alpine Air partners with Carrier, manufacturers of some of the best heating and air conditioning equipment available today. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air. Visit our store in Wenatchee, meet our people, see our shop. Heat and air, call Alpine Air, 662-6846.
I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCW Life channel.
I'm Eric Grandstrom with NCW Life Sports.
I'm NCW Life News Director Steve Hare.
Catch us on Local Tel Channel 12.
You can watch us on Charter Channel 19 or stream us live on ncwlife.com.
Follow us on Twitter and like us on Facebook.
Where we cover the local high schools, the Wenatchee Wild, and the pro teams out of Seattle.
On Saturday, we have a 90% chance of rain.
Catch it all right here on the NCW Life channel.
The all-new Yamaha Wolverine X4 offers 4 times the proven off-road capability, 4 times the comfort, and 4 times the confidence to deliver 4 times the excitement on your next outdoor adventure.
How about having majestic mountains, a beautiful shoreline, and 26 acres of lush walking trails be the backdrop of your special event? Lake Wenatchee YMCA Camp has cabins, meeting spaces, and a lodge with a kitchen that will accommodate large gatherings. Our staff at Lake Wenatchee YMCA Camp will work with you to ensure that your wedding, retreat, class reunion, or birthday is amazing. Reserve your day today.
This is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. There's lots of theories about why people do what they do. And yep, I have one myself. Now, there's often 3 reasons for behavior. Particularly in our relationships, what we do is that We first do what we think will get us what we want. Second, we do what we feel justified in doing. And 3, we do what we're willing to risk the consequences for. But sometimes, though, those consequences are more than we bargained for. Before you do anything drastic or unpleasant in your relationship, be sure you fully understand the risks involved and what could happen if something goes sour. Believe me, that's how people have come to meet me, both in my job as a cop and my job as a marriage counselor. This is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and that's my opinion. Am I making sense?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Sometimes I don't know.
Hi, I'm Blair from Works, your workout prescription. Have you ever started an exercise program and struggled to keep it going? So what if I told you that with this MyZone device, I could increase your chances of self-motivated exercise adherence by over 200%. Combine that with an exercise prescription specifically for your level of readiness, we'll increase it even more. And that's our new member success system. It's $99. It's exclusively at Works. It includes your MyZone belt. Works. YourWorkoutRx.com.
Is this really what we're gonna do on our girls' night out? We should go to Club Crow.
The bar and grill in Kashmir?
Yeah, let's go.
Looking for a fun-filled, friendly hometown atmosphere? Club Crow Bar and Grill in Kashmir is the place to be. Hi, this is Justin. Here at Club Crow, we have full bar and restaurant, live music, a dance floor, pool tables, pull tabs, and live jam sessions the first Sunday of every month. Club Crow in Kashmir, the coolest place in town.
Hello, Wenatchee Valley. Christian Shainman here with Bay Equity Home Loans.
Let us make your dream of home ownership a reality. We're here to guide you through the loan process every step of the way. Check out our convenient online application. Bay Equity Home Loans in Wenatchee, your home for loans.
Stop on by or give us a call today.
At Local Myth Pizza, we believe in real food, freshly prepared with only premium ingredients. Our cheeses are imported from Italy. Our sauces, dressings, and even our sausages are made in-house fresh daily. Featuring Northwest craft beers and 30 Chelan Valley wines and ciders. Family fun and amazing food. Eat local, drink local, and be local at Local Myth Pizza.
Come see why Sunset Magazine says you can't beat Local Myth Pizza.
42 minutes after the hour on this Wednesday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. My guest today was the 1985 Washington State Apple Blossom Festival Queen. She's been the Washington State Apple Blossom Festival Administrator for 20-some odd years, and she's making her very first appearance on this program. Please welcome, I'm sorry, your name again?
Oh, you're funny.
I try to write something new and original and funny and fresh every day, and I can't. Sometimes I just don't have it.
That was not original
That was
or
not
anything.
original at
Yeah,
all.
no, not
Darcy
at all.
Christopherson is here. You like stories. Let me tell you a story right out of the top. Last night's game in the pouring rain. Your queen, Greta Wiersma, is a busy, busy young lady.
Yes, she is.
One of the first things that all the royalty tells you that they learn is time management. And you would think the last place you would see Queen Greta on a Tuesday night, she's got so much on her plate. She's got school, she's got her future to think about, she's got festival commitments, that she would actually just go to the soccer game and watch her classmates. She was there. She was there last night. Yep. Watching the game, enjoying herself, hanging with her friends. Well, I thought that was cool.
Yeah, yeah. No, she is very busy, very, very busy. In fact, every time I see her, I said, well, what are you doing next? I'm going to go home and go to bed. Because she's, and that happens a lot. You know, I think when the royalty are chosen, they always say, I had no idea. No matter, I mean, they look at the schedule way in advance.
They know back in November
they know what it was like,
sure.
you know, last year. But when you experience it, it is definitely different than just reading it on the schedule. So they're all very busy, but it makes your senior year go by so fast. I mean, that's what I always tell them is, you know, once you're in royalty, it's like you wake up and you've already graduated. So that part's kind of nice.
The trip to Olympia, how did it go?
It was great. Yeah, it was a little early this year. We went, I think, the week after the girls were chosen, so that was a little more stressful for everybody to get outfits and get all organized, but it was great. They had a blast, and Brad Hawkins is a wonderful host, and it was great.
Cool.
Yeah.
Todd Fryover. Steve and I went and interviewed Todd. He's the president of the Washington Apple Commission. We went and interviewed him last week. And when we were getting all set up, he was talking about the award and all the subterfuge that his lovely wife, who is the second-year royalty escort, to try and get everybody together to get to Todd's place for the surprise announcement. But you pulled it off. He said he was generally surprised.
Totally shocked. It was hilarious. I knew that he was the Apple Citizen before Siobhan was chaperone. So we had actually planned on doing the announcement on pageant night, but he was in Brazil or somewhere doing his Apple World, so it didn't work out. So it was tough to get him in one place, to make the announcement. So it worked out awesomely.
Who decides who gets the Apple Citizen of the Year?
It's a group of Apple shippers. Okay. Some of them are past winners, and they pretty much come up with a list, and I think I have my list up until 2020. And we, the festival, are just really in charge of announcing it and putting them in the parade and having be a part of the All Service Club luncheon. So we're in charge of honoring them, but a group of Apple industry leaders are the ones that actually choose the Apple Citizen of the Year.
So who gets it next year then?
I can't tell you. I do know, and then sometimes I forget, and then it's like, oh yeah, that's right. So good thing I have it in a secret place.
Secret place.
That I sometimes forget where it's at.
Another cute story about that with Todd. He said he looked at the plaque and he looked at these giants of the industry, because he's a humble guy.
Yeah, he totally is.
He's just a wonderful, neat guy to hang around. Todd is. Todd Fryover we're talking about, and he goes, I can't believe my name is on the plaque with these people.
That is overwhelming when you look at that, because it's been going on since 1991, I think, and it is overwhelming when you see Tom Matheson, Grady Allville, Jim Wade, Mike Wade. It's like, oh my gosh, I'm on this list of these amazing Apple leaders, Apple industry leaders. So it is very humbling.
And he's going to be in the Stimilk Growers Grand Parade, riding in the back of a convertible. We hope.
Yes.
Talk about this.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. We used to have a book filled with dignitary cars that are convertibles. And through the years, it's just kind of, I've sold it. People don't collect them anymore like they used to. It's too nice. I don't want anybody riding in it. That's kind of been the new thing, is my convertible's too nice. I put too much money in it. I don't want somebody digging their heels into the seats or whatever. But we are in need of convertibles. We think we're pretty good this year, but next year for the 100th, we're bringing back the past royalty. So
that's a lot.
And those years that we had 10, those are the years that mess us up. That's 10 years of at least 3 cars a year to try to fit everybody in that for that year. So we're just asking if you have a dignitary car, or if you know somebody that does, just to give us a call, and other people can drive it. It doesn't have to be the owner, although the owners usually love driving it. So. We're just kind of in the need of restocking that little notebook.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's fill it. Any kind of convertible, or just it has to seat at least a couple people in the back?
It has to seat at least 2 people. Everybody always says, "What about the Corvette Club?" Well, the Corvettes are great, but a lot of times they have that thing that I don't know what it is.
No, it's that thing.
That thing.
Yeah, you know what it is.
The thingy. Yeah. And you can't sit on it, so that's the Corvettes are kind of tough, and you can only sit one person.
Right.
So, which is fine sometimes, but we, especially for the 100th, will need at least cars that can fit 2 to 3 people.
But you still need some for this year for the Kai's Fiber Youth Parade and the Stimilk Growers Grand Parade.
For sure, the Grand Parade. I think we're going to be okay, but it would be nice to get that list going.
If you're bringing back all the royalty who can make it back for the 100th, the big centennial next year, and you have the call out for convertibles, you're going to have to start the parade at like Friday night at like 7. Just to
we bundle everybody up. Okay. So it's like, you'll have 4 cars going with royalty in them. We scatter them. So we did it for the 75th, you know, which was in 1994, and then we had the past royalty come back again, I think, in 2000. So, well, we can do it. It's just Alan Walker, he's our dignitary guy, and Elliot Salmon, they're the dignitary car organizers, so they're already planning for next year.
One of my favorite stories is when my sister Julie was DG, and they also, that was the year where you brought back, she was in the parade twice. She was at the very beginning of the parade. She was either as DG or something else. Then she had to go around and get back in to ride back down with the 1974 royalty. So she made like 2 appeapariences.
She did.
Yeah. I think she hopped on about to the courthouse or something like that because they were driving. They were trying to drive her back from the parking lot at 7th and the Avenue to get back to the head of the parade so she could go back into the parade again. And
yeah, I kind of remember that now.
I think they got her about halfway there, and it was close enough. The new app is working out good. It's courtesy of Crunchback. It's working out really good.
We love it.
If you haven't downloaded it yet, you got to do it. It's right here.
Yeah, it's
courtesy of Crunchback. It's
so
really good.
Awesome. Yeah. And I think during the festival it'll be huge.
Super handy.
And we'll be doing little, you know, we did the most original speech for pageant, and that worked great. So we're going to do more things like that during the festival. Coupons. We'll have maybe a scavenger hunt. You know, just some fun things to bring people to the app. But I think for traffic reasons or what's happening with entertainment, whatever it is, I think people are going to love the app instead of downloading our website.
Allie told me a lot of people use that on selection night.
They do. Yeah. Well, yeah. And did you hear your numbers for your pageant?
Yeah.
I was just, wow. I mean, over 4,000 people watching it on Facebook Live.
It was cool.
On your Facebook page. And streaming, what was it, 2,700? I mean, that's just awesome.
It's really awesome. And the Wenatchee Central Lions Club, they did it again. It was a great pageant. I know we're talking about something that happened a month ago, but it still was a great pageant.
I know. It really was one of our best ones, and I think one of the reasons why is we just totally focused on the 10 girls. You know, we had a little bit of fun in the beginning with the MCs dancing in the opening number, but it was just all about the 10 girls, and I think the public and the viewers really enjoyed that. They were focused and really watching the 10 girls, so it was great.
North 40's doing their thing. How's that coming along?
It is going great. I'm working on my sponsors. You know, we of course have Stemilk Growers as our presenting sponsor, and then we're working on getting about 11 $10,000 Century sponsors, and I have 6 right now.
Oh, good.
So Wenatchee Central Lions Club is one of them. They have what we call the Kingston Memorial Fund, and it was approved a week ago that they'll be giving $10,000 towards the process. So we're super excited about that. Got the Floor Factory, Goodfellow Brothers, Cordell Near, Weinstein Beverage.
No surprise of any of those businesses.
Yeah. So we're Wenatchee Central Lions Club, and I'm missing one. I can't think.
They know who they are.
Yeah, I should have wrote it down, but it'll come to me as we're...
It's in the same file cabinet where next year's Apple Citizen of the Year award is. That's probably where it's at.
Oh, Cashmere Valley Bank.
Oh, there you go, of course.
I'm like, I know who it is. Yeah.
Have you seen any of the footage? Have you had a chance to, has Jeff shown you anything yet?
We saw something at pageant. He did a little ditty at pageant, which I just can't watch it because I get all emotional. Yeah, and it's like, oh my gosh. But this summer will be all about interviews. They'll be interviewing volunteers, people that have special traditions that they have during the Apple Blossom Festival, past royalty. So I think their summer will be doing that, getting these interviews going. Whereas right now it's just footage of every single event. So it's overwhelming, I think, a little bit for them, but it's awesome, overwhelming. You know.
Speaking of that, before I go any further, because I know they'll be interviewing, and Ann Albertson Deal, happy speedy recovery. She had a knee replacement.
Oh, she did?
Yeah, the 58
I didn't
Queen.
know that.
I saw Fred at the Home Expo over the weekend. And I said, has Ann? She just had, I want to say either knee or hip replaced. So she's a little,
well,
but I want to wish her the very best. One of my favorite people.
Yes, one of mine too.
Yes, we all love.
We love Ann.
She still works. She still does the etiquette lessons.
She does.
With
her and Queen Corinne Tilley, Cockram Tilley. She was queen in 1986. They do that together. So it's very sweet, very special.
What else is on your radar while we have you here?
Well, we're just really, I mean, it's here. It's only 6 weeks away.
I know.
Which is crazy. So right now we're just really encouraging people to continue going to our app and learning about the Apple Blossom Festival and what's going to be happening during those 11 days. You know, the beer gardens 11 days, and of course Alex has special things happening throughout the week. There's going to be a runner day, a bike day, a trivia night, a ladies night.
Ooh.
Yeah, Wednesday of the week will be ladies night. So we're still working out the final details, but just keep on going to that app because our entertainment will be on there. In fact, I just got done booking the last act. So entertainment will be up and running probably next week. So you'll be able to see what local entertainment we have. And that's pretty much what we have this year is the majority of our entertainers are local entertainers. So we kind of learned through the years that that's what everybody wants. They want to see what we have locally. We have a couple out-of-town bands, but nothing like we used to, so we're really happy.
And more elbow room this year. The city-owned part of the Roses are ripped out, and that was good. They were not doing well.
No, they weren't.
So that gives. So is it going to make the beer garden bigger, or just everything just a little bit more elbow room?
More elbow room.
Okay.
Yep, we're moving everything back to where the Rose Gardens
Used to
were,
be, right.
and it's such a great view for people in the beer garden because you're up a little bit, so you'll be able to look down on the entertainment instead of looking through the fence and seeing people. So Dina and Doug from Nancy's Party Rentals, they're going to go up today and start marking it and figuring out what we want to do. But it's going to be so great.
And you rented the stage from the Town Toyota Center, right?
We have an agreement with the Town Toyota Center to put up the stage for us, which is so great.
Well, they had the old stage that was built over the top of the mayor's fountain, which by the way doesn't run. I better call the mayor about that.
Yeah.
But it was a smaller stage. It was a lower stage. Now it's a much bigger stage. It's a much higher stage.
It is.
It's a better stage.
It's a way
Everybody
better
likes
stage.
it.
And big thank you to those guys. I mean, it was really their vision. They're like, okay, you need to get rid of this wood stage that was built in 1994. And I'm like, well, what do we do? And they said, we got it, and they did. It's really great. So, the stage will go up on Monday and of the week before.
The week before.
It just happens,
it's
right?
all coming.
It just all happens. You
it's
just
all
wake
happening.
up and it's apple blossom.
I know. I can't wait. Nothing really new this year except for the extended hours of the beer gardens.
Yeah, it's pretty much the same. Our deadline for the youth parade and the grand parade is March 31st. So especially the youth parade, if you want to be in that, you need to get in your application. Same with our youth day. If you're a business that wants to get involved in our youth day and give away items to 4,000 kids, great PR, and it's a fun day. That application is due on March 31st. The golf tournament's full. The Washington Trust Bank golf tournament is full. And the All-Service Club Luncheon is something we really kind of want to push. Dan Lewis, who was the anchor for Como TV,
many years,
who I love. I cannot wait to meet him. And he's the sweetest guy. I mean, we've just talked. I don't think I've ever talked to him. It's just really been email. But I mean, he's like my new best friend. The
All-Service Club Luncheon is Wednesday of the big week?
It's Wednesday of the big week,
golf
so May
Thursday.
2nd.
Right,
golf tournament's May 3rd.
Right.
And I always think of the All-Service Club Luncheon as the kickoff of the big weekend, you know, and you just kind of get rejuvenated and get excited for the big weekend. But tickets are on sale right now, $25, or a table of 10 for $225, so you get one free ticket. So be sure and go online and get your tickets, or just call us and we can reserve a table for you. But that's going to be a good one.
Yeah. How's your DG doing, your Director General, your head volunteer?
You know, he's fine.
Yeah.
You just have to take care of him. No, he's great. Andy
Kottkamp is this
the
year's DG.
Perfect Director General for the 99th Festival. You know, that's what's hard. And I shouldn't say hard, but time-consuming and interesting this year is that you're planning 2 festivals. And every meeting that we have, it's like, oh, well, let's save that for the 100th, or let's do this for the 100th, or what about this? And Andy has been very humble about that. He's kind of more excited about the 100th than his own year, because it's just been this fun journey to plan the 100th, because not very many people get to do that.
Now, I know I've asked you this before, is the 100th going to have, every year there's a theme, there's is it just going to be the 100th, or are you going to think of something clever?
We'll have a theme. I'm getting,
because I know the 75th, it was just the Diamond Anniversary.
It was the Diamond Jubilee.
Yes. So.
Yes. No, I get little text messages from Dina Bollinger, who's going to be the Director General, and then Robin Huffaker, who will be the Chancellor that year. And we get, some of them are funny. Some of them are like, really? Okay,
Yeah.
no, we're not doing that one. So we'll figure out something.
Okay, I'm sure
we
you will.
promise.
Let's wrap this up in the short time we have left with which we began. Okay, hey, I have a convertible. I've never been in a parade. Maybe I'd like to drive in it, and I don't care if people do sit in the back of my car and get
Right.
the back seat dirty. What do they do? How do they get a hold of you?
They just call us 662-3616. You can email me at darcy@appleblossom.org and just say, hey, I got a convertible. What do I do? And we will tell you what to do.
Darcy's very good at telling people
We're really good at that.
what to do. One of my favorite stories is when Tom Robbins was the Director General and he was on my radio program, and I said, so what's it all about? He goes, I get up at 6 o'clock, I shower, I shave, I have a big breakfast at 7 o'clock sharp. Darcy calls me and tells me what to do.
I don't know if it was at 7 o'clock.
Maybe it was 6:30.
Yeah, no, maybe 8.
Always good to see you. Say hi to
see you.
Jeffrey and the family.
I
We'll
will.
see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.